Does cold emailing work for video editors? Is it even something worth getting good at? You may have found cold outreach frustrating and useless in the past. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether you should or shouldn't use this tactic to get clients. There are times and situations where it may go right into spam, and there are times and situations where that cold email could fall directly into the lap of someone who is looking for exactly you. So if you're looking to get better at cold outreach as a video editor or a creative in general, then let's get started. Where to do it? Is email still the best place to be talking to strangers and sending them messages? Or is Instagram the new email and it's better to use your time and effort to send DMs on Instagram? I think it's important to consider who you're trying to talk to and think about what they might be using. They may be using both. They may be using neither. As someone who gets a lot of both cold emails and cold DMs, I think they come in equal measure. I think I get equal cold emails to equal DMs, and I acknowledge and see them all. Do I respond to them? No. But do I see them? Yes. So if you're trying to get in contact with someone that is like me, for example, a content creator who also has their own business, I think you can really go either way. I think if that person happens to be on Instagram more, then obviously you want to favor Instagram for that person. And if it is a larger company, I think the email would be best. However, when you email a company, it can often get lost in the sauce unless it's a very small company. So you could consider DMing the owner or the head of marketing directly on Instagram if that option is available to you. Now, there are other ways to connect beyond just Instagram and email. There's also the comment section. I would not suggest sending an entire long message in the comments, but you could potentially start a conversation with that creator that could lead to a job opportunity. And then there's also LinkedIn messages. I think you could get away with sending a full-on email style message in a LinkedIn message. And frankly, in the world of cold outreach, it is as good as anything because you never know who's going to respond via what medium. Maybe when you sent them an email, it just flooded their inbox. But when you send a message on LinkedIn, it just happened to catch their eye a little bit better and they decide to respond. None of these ways are necessarily better than the other, but the key here would be to consider who you're talking to and who you're trying to get a hold of. And that might dictate what platform you use to get a hold of them. So now, how to hook them? If you're choosing email, let's just start there and let's start with that subject line because that would be the first way to get your in with that potential client. You need them to click on your email. So it does start with the subject line. Now, if you go to ChatGPT and type in subject lines that hook, it's going to give you loads of options that claim to hook the potential client and get them to click and open the email. And this is where I have to take a step back and just like take a breath because it is important to consider that as a society now, and especially as business owners, we are getting spammed every day. There are endless emails and DMs from innocent questions to potential scams on both email and Instagram and everywhere you turn. So while you can test out all sorts of ways to hook them, I feel the need to recommend just trying to sound like a person again. Subject lines like interested in a local video editor. Please answer this question when you're free. Question for Colleen or insert relevant person. How can I help you? Just straight up video editing services. Even, I will note, leaving the subject line blank and then it just says no subject when it comes in the email. I think that's even kind of a secret hook. Any of those sound like they were just written by a person and not formulated out of ChatGPT. Now, if you're trying to hook them with an Instagram message, you do have the benefit of no subject line, but the same problem with trying to get them to open the message and reassuring them you're not trying to scam them or really get something out of them. If we haven't met yet, my name is Colleen, and in this channel, I help you to get a video editing job and help you get paid doing what you love. So for more tips on that, or just to support my channel, I'd so appreciate it if you could hit the like button below and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Now, how to be effective. The most important thing to remember in any message that you send to a stranger, and yes, all of these potential clients are strangers, is to remember that they have likely never met you. Thusly, this email should be about them and not about you. So step one of that, start by introducing yourself and telling them what caught your eye about their channel or their business. Compliment them to be genuine and to ensure them that this email to them is personal to them. And it's not just one that you copy and pasted to 50 other potential clients. Step two, after this, you want to get to the point and you want to do it in a way that demonstrates demonstrates your skill and how it is directly helpful to the potential client. Remember again that this potential client has received a ton of messages, potentially from editors who also were pitching their skills. So you need to very clearly show them why you are the person for the job. Attach a link to your demo reel or to a very specific example that relates the kind of work you have done to the kind of work you would be doing for that potential client. Step 3, I think it's also a good idea to tie up the message or the email with a question. Maybe something like, if you're not in need of any help right now, could you give me some advice on how I could have improved this message? Or maybe it's a small business in your area and you could say, by the way, I have quite a few friends in other creative fields. Are you looking for help with your business in any other areas? Basically, you want to pique their interest and get them to respond back, potentially starting a conversation. As a business owner, the road can sometimes be quite lonely and transactional. So getting the chance to open up to someone potentially in a conversational way might be exactly what that potential client needs at the moment. After that, you should end the message with something inviting, like looking forward to discussing more or can't wait to hear from you. And a couple more additional tips just to stress this point. Let's remember that you are speaking to a human. Again, everything is so transactional and filled with AI nowadays. We need to think creatively and think of ways that we can sell ourselves and do it while also being human. Also, imagine that you're in their shoes. What problems do you think they're dealing with? Have they voiced to their followers their own grievances about the process of editing? And so you know they need a video editor. Or maybe they've posted to job boards, or maybe they haven't. How would you approach an email with all of these different circumstances? Whether you know they need help or whether you just maybe think they might need help. If you put effort into understanding and listening to your potential client, will you automatically get this job from cold outreach? Maybe not. Probably not. But you're likely to grow in understanding of what kind of editor is in demand right now and how you can be of best use to your potential client. And I think it just helps you overall in your career journey. Am I full of shit right now? Do you have your own cold email techniques that work for you that have nothing to do with any of these tips? If so, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments below. Again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much to my team. Again, I am Colleen and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have the best one.